Throughout the years of Yu-Gi-Oh, there has always been an established meta. And that meta goes on to influence what people typically play at the larger events. But what if you took a list of every deck from the September 2011 meta, randomized them, and put them into their own single elimination bracket tournament, allowing for exactly one of every different type of deck to be represented? In this series, Joe and I will be playing out a full single elimination bracket tournament. Each week, Joe and I will be playing a different deck, and whatever deck wins will move on, and whatever deck loses will be eliminated. The goal of this series is to see if the traditional meta will reign supreme, or if a new champion will be crowned. Be prepared for jank winning, meta losing, and for the format as we know it to be turned upside down. Welcome to the Tournament of Tournaments.
All right, today I'm playing a 6 Samurai deck. At this point in time, 6 Samurais have had some pretty significant limitations. Only one Smoke Signal, only one Shien. As a result, this deck is definitely in the Tier 2, maybe Tier 2.5 range, but it still has access to Shien, which is really powerful, Rivalry of the Warlords out of the side deck. And even though Gateway is only at 1, it is technically still legal, so you can absolutely draw Gateway. Obviously, 6 Samurai United is really powerful. This deck is going to try and use Asceticism to compensate for the single copy of Smoke Signal, allowing you to combine Kagamusha or Elder of the 6 Samurai with said Asceticism in order to still go into Shien.
All right, thank God for Joe. He was the good guy here. He decided to play 6 Samurai, which I guess he likes. You know, me personally, I can't stand that deck. So, you know, we're busting out, you know, a pretty standard meta deck of this format. We're playing Chaos Agents. This build, I don't know if it is necessarily like 100% optimized, but I do like it because I think it just really showcases what agents are capable of. We were running cards like, you know, Gen X Ally Birdman and Chunk Synchron, which can, you know, make some cool like synchro plays. And then, you know, just running a combination of like Tour Guide and stuff like that to either get you a Sangan to search your Earth to get your agent engine going, or just get you Darks in the Grave for Chaos Sork. Even going into Leviair, we run 2 of those just to bring back what you banished, because there's so many like extended plays you can do by like bringing back a banished Venus or something like that and setting up like Gotchi. It's a pretty cool deck. I personally enjoy playing agents with back row. I know a lot of people don't. But I like it just because I think it's nice to kind of be able to deal with what your opponent's going for. And especially in the 6 Sam matchup, I think it's actually going to be really useful. Being able to like warning like those key synchros that kind of turn off like your ability to play the game. Like Shien, you know, he's a spooky guy. So yeah. Other than that, not too much to talk about. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, pretty standard agent build. I'm excited to take it in, see what we can do with it. So yeah, let's just hop into today's games. All right, Tournament of Tournaments, episode 20. Joe was kind enough to spare me the pain of playing 6 Samurais, because that's just like the one deck in this format I just cannot stand playing. So, you know, thanks for doing that for me. You know, yeah. Do you like this deck? Do you enjoy playing it?
It is technically the deck in which I used to get my first ever YCS top, so I have a special place in my heart for 6 Samurais.
Oh, okay.
But not this version. This version with 1 Gateway, 1 Shien Smoke Signal, 1 Shien is very, very, very watered down relative to the rest of the field. So it is going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, that is.
But I picked paper, and I get to go first.
True.
So I can just open my 1 Gateway.
Yeah, just
win.
Do that. It's easy. It is the Dueling Book 1 of algorithm, you know?
Yeah. Effect.
I will chain Maxi.
Alright, I'll summon this in defense. I will use United to draw 2.
Sure.
We do that there because you could draw another United if you were to go into... I mean, obviously, it makes sense to do it, but when this deck first came out, sometimes people wouldn't ditch the United right there. I could have drawn another United before I go into the Synchro, which I will give you the extra draw to do.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I'm usually a stickler for the extra draw, but not with this
Oh
hand.
my god. Okay, that's terrifying. Alright, well, a draw. This dueling book allows me to. Oh god. I am going to normal summon tour guide and activate the effect.
That resolves. But if Leviathan is the big concern.
Yeah, we're just gonna go for it.
Yep. Yep.
Detach.
Yeah.
Battle phase. Attack. That is fine. Alright, I'll pass. Ooh.
Kagamoosh.
That is fine. I will special summon Tragodia. Existence is pain.
Go.
Draw. I'm gonna normal summon Birdman.
I accept.
I'm gonna beat over this Kagamusha.
Yep.
Then I will go main 2. And I'll set 2 cards and pass. Damn it. $1,100.
Go.
Draw. Just in time. Set 1 and pass.
Shine Ball.
Could be anything.
Shine Ball is not bad because you can just use Chaos Sorcerer, so it's really not that bad of a draw. Other things your deck would set, literally nothing. Huh.
It is the Shine Ball. God, there's so much back row.
Actually, I think for a second. I'm gonna normal this, main phase 2.
Sure. Draw. I'm gonna space that one.
That one. Sure.
I'll pass.
Okay, fair enough. I will special summon this one. And I will proceed to battle phase.
I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna warning my Kazan.
I think I lose either way. It's too much damage. Yeah, I had warning. I had the goo, you know, we had all this. But no agents.
Yeah, I had warning if you had another thing in hand. Nice.
Yeah, I thought you might have another warning. That's why Randy spaced and it like was just hoping to bait the negate and then just slam heavy, but
I summoned the Elder because I could Torrential and save my Shien. I think that's how that works, right? If this card would be destroyed by a card effect, right? I don't remember perfectly how that interaction works.
I think with
like if Shien and in the 6 Samurai were going to simultaneously die.
I don't think you can do it if it's simultaneous.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, well, you know, that was a rough start, but you know, we'll take the game 2.
That I just tried. Let's see how this works.
Nice. Yeah, you took your time there.
It's super weird.
Alright, well, I'll draw for turn. And I'm gonna start with the normal summon of a Venus.
Resolves.
I will attempt effect.
resolves.
Okay. Dueling book. There we go. All right, we'll try again. Yeah, see this
Good.
time?
No.
Oh, nice. Okay. And then I will overlay these two. Make myself a gotchi. And we'll set a card and pass.
Go.
Interesting. I'll draw. We'll go standby main. I'll enter battle phase. Tech for 2000. I feel like that's... I feel like that's a heavy storm set. Yeah, we'll just pass. Okay, what's MST? Tragic. Asceticism is fine.
So I guess I hope you have a shine ball in your hand. Valor's in your hand. You thought about setting another back row, so maybe it's torrential. MST. Alright, I guess there's a combination of cards I can potentially beat. Summon this.
Sure. Interesting. Okay.
So they're all plus 2,000.
Yeah.
Attack.
Detach.
Attack.
Detach.
I think I just have to play around honest. Because that would be very bad.
Sure.
Go.
Drop. Ooh, not bad. Normal summon Earth. Activate effect.
Sure. Alright, on resolution.
Sure. You don't really have like good enough removal in your deck to deal with this. So maybe it's best to just attack. Take 200. And then I'll special summon Trigodia. And he can protect himself. Yeah, so.
Indeed.
So I just have to kill the Keyzon.
He's at 3,000, so I take 12?
Yeah. And I think that's all I can do for now. Yeah, that's pretty good. 1,500.
All right. Didn't have the one honest.
Draw.
So you got Shine Ball, and hopefully just all bricks.
I have MST. I'm gonna fire it off there.
I negate.
Sure. I will banish Let's do
Yeah.
a
Sork or Soldier.
Sork. And I will call priority. Okay, no priority.
All right. Do you have enough to go over the top?
I do. I do have a tour guide.
Okay.
Which,
I can,
yeah,
at least just as a crash.
it is a crash. So, we'll special summon Sangan.
Yeah.
Overlay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So your hand is Shine Ball and 2 cards, and hopefully they're just terrible. And I draw Reborn.
Go.
That's not Monster Reborn.
Nice. All right. I'll swing in for 16.
All right. Not summoning Shine Ball from hand.
It's your turn. Okay. Oof. All right. That's 600, right? No, 500. 500. All right. Big money.
More decrees. That's all
Oh,
my traps.
shit. That's sick.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, we did it. All right. Damn, we get the game 3. I was actually nervous. I thought I do not want to like lose to 6 Sam, but
Interesting. Yeah, I know.
I had exactly 4, right? Yeah, I did. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Game 3. Let's see what we can do. Whoa, for the back. Here comes the gateway. It's gateway time. We're in game 3. No.
You know it. It's really not a very good gateway play. I mean, it's just a summon here.
Yeah.
4 counters on this.
Yeah.
Remove 2.
Wait, you have to remove 4 for the search.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just going into Grandmaster. That's why I put that there. I mean, I guess I can do it properly.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Maybe I won't just do that. I'll just probably get Kagamusha
Sure.
for follow-up.
Jesus. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
draw for turn.
All the good one-ups.
I am gonna chain MST on the gateway, but
That's not fun.
I mean,
The fun police.
this doesn't kill me, but it might if that last card's warning. I feel like it's a really hard game. But it is kind of a tough choice for you because I do have good cards.
Yeah, they're good cards. All right, we can put back Earth.
Okay. Well, no time like the present. Okay. That's what I was a little bit afraid of. Oh, that's brutal. Now what do? I have to set the judgment, I think. Because, yeah, it's way worse if I don't. We just have to pray for Heart of the Cards. Summon is fine.
Summon. Activate effect.
Yeah. Nice.
That's good.
Yeah. You could overlay into number 34 Terabyte.
No. He's not over here.
Just put him in attack position and pass. I think that's best play, in all honesty. It's just Terabyte.
Attack for 400. Attack for 21.
21.
Attack for 400.
400.
17.
17, and I will drop the drag here, I suppose. So we can rage for good cards. Someone's fine.
Go.
It's not over. Let's see. Fuck. Oh, that's so bad. What do I even do with this? God, there are so many good top decks here. And that was just not one of them. We're at 1200, so I can't swing over anything. I actually have to set this so that you don't get game on board. And I'll just pass. It's fine. No, bro, it's a gamble.
It felt like it was a good gamble.
That was so rough, dude. What the hell? This is why. Am I running 2 Christia in this build? Oh no, I only have 1 in. Okay, well, I just opened Christia.
This card isn't that good against you, but going first, I was thinking I could lock you under Gachi Gachi or Tragodia for a while, and I don't know. Or just something that's not a fairy, like even after a tour guide, at least going first. Going second against you, I actually sided out all of my traps except Warning.
Really?
Because I figured you'd side in Decree. Yeah, Warning was the only trap in my deck.
Yeah, I kind of had to put the, I don't know, I kind of had to put the decrees in just because it's so hard to play through traps, and it's one of my favorite cards against Sam's, because then at the very least, like, once it's up, and you don't really have a lot of ways to pop. But
I was trying to just get like a free win with Leech and Delight. That's kind of what the strategy was game 2, because I saw you had like King Tiger in your deck, which is actually insane against me.
yeah, I didn't side it in game 2, and I realized I should have. But then by like game 3, I was like, I need to like respond to going second to prevent you from setting up turn 1 Shien. So I mostly had like hand traps in, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like forgot about King Tiger against 6 Sams, but I realized in hindsight when you're running asceticism and stuff, it's actually really bonkers. But
yeah, that's why I like looked at my deck and I was like, wow, I'm just gonna get destroyed by this. So I sided in Cyber Dragons, which are really bad against you.
yeah.
At least I don't think they're that great. So I put in all the traps and all the protection, and the upstarts again.
Yeah. Well, of course you're going first.
Like I was just hoping to establish a field with some trap cards.
Yeah, I took out the decrees for game 3, and I just I took out Heavy Storm because I feel like that card's really dead against Sam's. And then
it's like a must negate. So there's some discussion to have there.
Yeah. But in reality, I was really banking on ripping a Monster Reborn or something on that last turn, because then I could tribute for Christia, and then I could actually play the game. Is that
You had outs. It was, any. I tried to limit the amount of things you could draw. Like there, if you drew like just a level 3 monster,
Yeah.
like you could go into like you go into your own Leviathan, and then you could crash into my Leviathan, but that's not the greatest, and you would just attack over either the Kageki or the Kazan,
Yeah.
and then that's not that great because I could just detach my Leviathan and attack over yours.
Yeah.
So that didn't feel like it was the greatest for you.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, because I could have obviously went Kageki, go to Kagamusha, but I didn't think I was going to synchro. Like I wanted Kagamusha to be like left in my hand because then it could go with the 6 or go into a 6 or a 5 depending on what you
Or technically
do.
a 9.
Like I didn't think there was a way you were going to clear multiple creatures on my field.
Yeah.
And I thought you were going to Judgment the Leviathan. I mean, it's not a needed negate. It's not a must Solemn Judgment, but I guess from your perspective, you're hoping to top deck into something and then go over the top with Judgment as backup. So maybe I should have tried to force the Solemn a little bit better.
The goal was to retain Solemn just to prevent the synchro, because I didn't really care about anything else, but like when I'm already in a behind state, I didn't think that like judgmenting a Leviathan dragon is gonna actually solve a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's fair.
because like if I judgment, then you easily just go into Shien, and then Dark Hole is completely ruled out at that point. So like, there's a lot of top decks that get cut off, or like Monster Reborn is another good one, and that's where I was like, okay, I have to let this happen and just hope I can get a way to summon like Christia like through a special summon, or even a tour guide top deck of my own would have been really good, because I could have.
I thought about
instead
of going into Kageki Elder. Go to Kageki and use the Kagamusha to go into Catastrophe, because I feel like that's a little bit more sort of must just negate with Solemn. I mean, it's not must, but this one is pretty good against your deck, because then your tour guide's not a great out. Like Leviathan's no longer an out to this.
Yeah.
And this can be really difficult for you to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then the Elder in my hand doesn't really synergize with anything. I have technically a Kageki still on the field.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Kagamusha has more different options on the turns that follow than using the tuner.
Yeah. Well, and this also makes me think, I was thinking about this before, because like, so for example, when I play TG agents, I run Veilers. But I actually kind of think that in the Chaos build, it's better to run Herald of Orange Light. And in this matchup specifically, Herald of Orange Light is a lot better, because you can play like a spell or trap, and then if you choose to negate, then you can Herald it, right? Or you guarantee your spell trap resolves, right? If you can't risk the Herald, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I was thinking like maybe that would have helped a little bit, but for the most part, like, I don't know, I'm a big fan of traps and agents. I know a lot of people aren't, but I like them. I think they're like really helpful. Like if you set up Venus Gachi with like a warning set, it feels really strong, but I don't know. I know there's people in the Tengu Discord
really
that'll flame the trap build. So it is unlucky. I mean, luckily we still do have agents in, but this is probably a pretty good upset. I mean, honestly, your build looked great. Like, it was really hard to deal with.
The only thing I changed from the one that I sent you is, and this was a mistake, I took out Emptiness for Dushu because I don't really like Emptiness.
Yeah.
I know it's so good with Shien,
Yeah.
but it just has always been such a glass cannon card to me. I don't know. Dushu is just, honestly, if this was Emptiness, I probably would have just lost, because I would have, activated Emptiness in response to one of your effects, and you would have just MST'd something, and I would have lost.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Dushu is better than.
Oh, the Dushu 100% won you the game this last game. Like, Dushu was actually, I mean, it's been broken in this series.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting a little extra fancy and letting you keep the Venus, the
Earth,
the Earth, and actually letting you resolve its effect. But I didn't want to lose the Elder on my side of the field, and then warning like on the turn that follows. But then you would have had Judgment, and I was like, is there any way I can force this Judgment out? That way, the warning can be used on the second turn and not only cover your hand but also your top decks.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was a way I could 100% bait out the Solemn, and I didn't want to fall into Solemn versus Warning there.
Yeah, exactly.
But for a second, I was trying to see if there was something I could do. Because, I mean, I had Kageki plus Elder in hand.
Yeah.
No, I had like Kagamusha. I had the ability to go into a sinker, but it definitely wouldn't have force the judgment.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about seeing if I could get extra fancy and letting that resolve and then using the warning on the next turn for the Venus or any good top deck that you have.
Yeah, I think the only thing I could have really done differently is opted for I technically could have set Solomon past reading. I mean, I even called that you probably had warning set as your last card, but I was just thinking like in my perception, I was like, okay, worst case scenario is you literally open like dust shoot plus this plus warning or plus gateway, and I was
no, you were
oh
like,
god.
You were like, oh, here comes gateway, and it was literally the first card. I was like, oh, this is great.
I guess in hindsight, I could have just MST'd the back row instead of gateway, but I feel like if I do that to get an Earth or a Tour Guide resolution, on next turn I get blown out really hard. Like, I feel like you get so much off of that, because I can't clear your board no matter what, so you're gonna have stuff. So, like, I'd have to clear, what's his name? The Elder? No, and, like, basically go, like, Tour Guide Sangan, clear Elder, and then you still get a normal summon and another search, which just seems kind of... At least a normal summon.
Just so that we're clear, when you start talking about Gateway, my literal first two cards were Gateway and Trap Dash Shoot. I just went into the log, and you're just like, oh, you're complaining about Gateway? Wait till you see the full hand.
That's so crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was just a nutty opening.
For what it's worth, Gateway was just a Rhoda that also +1 because you had MST.
Yeah.
We just searched the Kagamusha. That's all it did.
Yeah, that is all it did. But I feel, I mean, do you feel like I had to MST it? I feel like maybe I shouldn't have, like, thinking about it now.
Honestly, probably, because when I go summon Kagamusha on my turn, it puts me to 2 counters, but then I threaten Shien. I guess you have to judgment the Shien, because then I'd go to 4 counters, and then I'd search Grandmaster, and then that's just so much damage. So you probably have to MST
It's so tough when you have 2 back row plus dust shoot. Like, I kind of needed Tour Guide to resolve.
There's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
That was one of those, like, I sided to draw the insane going first hand, and I drew a really good going first hand.
Yeah, that was a busted ass going first hand. Well,
yeah, I put the upstarts back in and everything.
Well, I mean, at the very least, it's some content. You know, we got the shocking. I would say this is a pretty big upset. Like, Agents in general losing to 6am. I didn't expect to lose this matchup. I actually thought that it was pretty favorable for me. But I mean, I guess like going second is pretty, like, you can get blown out. I'm glad you played it, because I cannot play 6am as well. I do not know what the fuck to do with this deck. So
just draw Gateway. Just draw Dust Shoot.
Yeah, draw the shoot Gateway, and that's all there is to it.
All you need. All you need.
Yeah, I mean, the build was perfect. You just drew the 2 busted cards. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Tournament of Tournaments. I'm honestly kind of shocked I didn't summon a single Hyperion in that series, which is kind of bonkers. But yeah, I mean, as a reminder, we record episodes of this series and release them every single Friday. So make sure you guys are subscribed, not only to my channel, but also Joe's channel. So you can, tune in and see when these videos get uploaded. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure you guys have a great time dueling today.